Hello and welcome to the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channel. It is 2024 and we're going to start things off with some Evercade. This is the limited special edition of Full Void. So without further ado, let's get into it. Whoa. Probably the biggest release to come out on the Evercade in many ways, this game is a native port, a relatively new indie game, and also gets the special edition treatment. It's also the first game to release for the Evercade to come out on a cart on its own and not as part of a collection of games. Up until now, the Evercade has seen cartridges feature sometimes up to 20 games, with on average most of the early releases featuring maybe 7 or 10 or 13 games. Recently there have been an increase in the 2 and 3 game carts, but what makes Full Void so special to get its own cart? There are a few reasons probably. As a native port, it requires more effort than just putting out an old NES or Mega Drive game on a cart and sending it out into the world. It's not just drag and drop the ROM and send it out, they actually had to make it as if it was a game for this system, which it is. The game is also a cinematic adventure and features a lot more animation and cutscenes of sorts than you'd find on the Atari Arcade Collection or something like the Dizzy Collection. So, getting a special edition release also makes this game stand out more, and this is an important step for the Evercade as a platform. Up until this point, Evercade has only received old games in collections at cheap prices, which create the sense of quantity equaling quality to a degree. This is the first time the platform has been able to say, look at this, get this system to get this game. Now there has been a couple of other native ports, but having the game come out solo does make it stand out that bit more. So what is this game? Fans of things like Flashback, Another World, and the first couple of Oddworld games will feel right at home with this cinematic adventure platformer. In this game you play as an unknown teenager who is in a futuristic world with robots and evil AI and monsters who seem to have enslaved mankind and kidnapped the children. To quote Helen Lovejoy, "Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?" Now, you go on a rescue mission and you have to navigate your way across a scary city where you don't want to get captured, and so it will require your stealth and all of your wits to avoid detection. I love the atmosphere of this game so much. It gave me vibes of Invasion of the Body Snatchers as you sneak past windows where you can see silhouettes of people who seem to have been taken over. The game is very old school in ways where you have to know the exact solution of what to do on each screen in order to progress. It's not like Super Mario or Sonic where you can just run through the game and bounce around and hope for the best. Each screen must be approached with caution and is something of its own puzzle. The game also doesn't scroll, and this is good as it means that everything you see on a screen has been put there for a reason and isn't just filler in between activities for you to do. The controls are very simple. You can jump and you can crawl and you can interact with buttons and switches, and that's pretty much it. You only have one speed to move at, and whilst I think it would have been cool if there perhaps was a run button or a sneak button like you get on some other games like this, dealing with what you do get, it works out just fine. If you attempt to jump and can only just make it, you may automatically cling to the edge of a platform and then you'll have to clamber up. And you can also choose to stand at the bottom of a ledge and jump up to grab hold, or press down at the edge of a ledge to lower yourself down. Stuff like this really does have the feel of old school Prince of Persia games, or things like Flashback or Heart of Darkness. Unlike most of these older games, this game is a lot more forgiving. So if you get caught or you fall from a great height, you'll just restart from a checkpoint. The game also saves along the way, and it's worth noting that as an Evercade title, there isn't a quick save option. This may be frustrating for some who are used to quick saving every few seconds on the console, but the game is forgiving enough and generous enough with checkpoints and places where it saves that you can hopefully forgive this lack of quick save. If there was a quick save option, I'm sure many players would beat this within an hour or so, which, on the Evercade especially, would make the cart seem a little bit lackluster, especially as a solo game cart. Now, it is a short game, but it can be enjoyed in a sitting or two and feels like engaging with a movie. I was very impressed with its ability to draw me in, so I just went to play it through from start to finish, and I wasn't disappointed by the time it ended. Along the way, you'll meet a friendly robot helper, which is the cutest little ball of robot since BB-8 in the terrible new Star Wars movies. This ball can be controlled, but has to be given instructions in stages to get it to do anything. Now, these are some of the best puzzles in the game and remind me of Bill's Tomato game, if anyone remembers that. You tell the robot to move step by step on a grid across the screen. Instructions you give it are like saying left, left, press button, right, right, grapple hook, and hopefully you've then achieved it. If you haven't got quite the right sequence, you'll have to go back and try again. Now, in one sense, this feels very dated and a bit tedious, but it also makes for a nice change of pace compared to all of the modern games, which would have you control the robot in real time. The game has detailed animation, although at the same time it does look like Flashback and games of the era of Monkey Island to LeChuck's Revenge. It shows that any era of gaming can now be its own art style, and it's a good one, and the animation is good, and it does create a good sense of atmosphere along with the soundtrack. So let's take a quick look at what you get with this limited edition of Full Void. So yes, I've opened it, but you know, some people will open it and some people will not. So it comes in this nice cardboard sleeve, and then it doesn't look quite like the usual artwork. There's no like red or anything. It is a special edition box, and you open it up. The cartridge is obviously in my system at the moment because I've just been playing it from start to finish, and we'll see what else you get with it. So first of all, you get this full color double-sided poster that says pizza. It's about A4, maybe it's a little smaller than A4. But the other side, here we go. It's yeah, there's the kid. Yeah, I think they choked on this one, much like I just did. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's particularly good, but let's see what else you get. You get the art of Full Void, and look at that, my microphone's now falling over, like everything is going wrong. It's like they can sense a tone of me not liking this poster, and they've turned the microphone against me. It's the AI from Full Void. Right, so let's have a look here. Full Void's art book, and look, it's pretty good actually. This art book, it shows key art, it shows character designs, it shows quite a lot. It shows lots of the different screens from the game. Yeah, I think this is all right. Like modern pixel art. It's got like little explanations of stuff, shows you some character designs. I think that's pretty good. So, you know, 50-50 on what they've given you so far, but that's not all, because when you go inside the box you find all this. Now here we have some stickers. Now yeah, they're good. I'm going to say that's a win. Out of the bit, I guess that's the people that made it. Let's see what we've got here. Full Void Prologue, and yeah, this one's a bit of a loser because it is teeny tiny and it is 7 pages long. And whilst the artwork is good, it doesn't really, that doesn't give me much bang for my buck because it's very small. If this had been about 30 pages long, then woohoo, but no, it's not. And then lastly, you get the full color manual, and again, this is quite good. Towards the back, it has a walkthrough of the entire first section, so that will definitely get you into the game. But again, you know, that's kind of a token thing, because if you can't do the first section of the game, you're not going to have much luck doing the rest of it on your own. So look at this. It says, in Full Void, you play as an unnamed teenager, one of the few people in this nightmarish dystopia who remain free from the oppression of the rogue AI, for now at least. I like how they've made it so I can't tell if that's a male or a female, because it could be either. I'm not sure. What do you think? In the comments, let us know. Perhaps we should name this character. I think their name is Stevie, because that could still be like Stephanie. I don't know, does Stephanie gets called Stevie? Anyway, so for anyone who collects Evercade games, who's interested in having all of the numbered carts on their shelves, they may not even open this. So, you know, it's a nice little bonus if you do open it. If you don't open it, it's not going to make a difference anyway. The game is also available on all the other major platforms, and at the time of writing, it is cheaper on everything than it is on the Evercade. So if you do get the Evercade Special Edition game and you don't want to open the box, you can then pick it up on Steam or PlayStation, etc. Definitely cheaper than you'll find the current Evercade cart. It's a good game and it is worth your attention. If you're an Evercade gamer, this is an essential purchase. It is certainly one of the best indie games on the system. If you have another platform, this is still a great indie game and is definitely worth your attention. Now, I will remind you, if you want to see a full long play of the game, do check out the channel tomorrow, or if you're watching this in the future, it should already be there, and you'll be able to see the full playthrough of how I did or didn't do well. But if you're stuck on any of it, this should hopefully help you. But it definitely isn't a speed run and is going to be pieced together from the footage that I captured during the review. So that is going to wrap up my review of the Full Void Limited Collector's Edition. Oh, actually I should say Special Edition. And I think it's a really good game. It's definitely, as a native game on Evercade, it is one of the best things that have come out of Evercade that they've done in the 2 or 3 years that the Evercade has been a thing, and I definitely think you should get it. Now, the game is available on pretty much everything else, so if you want to get the Special Edition, perhaps you don't need to open it, and then you can download it for a Steam Deck or Switch, PlayStation or Xbox, whatever you like. Or just get it on your PC, and it's actually cheaper on some of these at the moment. But in terms of just the game itself, it is pretty damn good, so do check it out. It's not a long game, but it is definitely one that you'll be able to buzz through, and then you'll be like satisfied and think at some point in the future, a few months down the line, you'll want to have a go and do it all again. This is going to wrap up this review of Full Void Special Edition. Please be a friend and smash that subscribe button here on the Geek Battle Gaming YouTube channel. Now, if you haven't been to this channel before, it is the beginning of 2024, so let me just quickly tell you the kind of stuff that you're going to find here. You're going to find lots of reviews. I focus quite a bit on modern retro stuff, so that's going to be things like the Evercade, like the Atari VCS, like Intellivision Amico, like the Playdate, and all these other kind of things. But that's not all I do. I do like to work away in the background on occasional, and try to do more of these, but there are occasional video game documentaries, there are long plays, so you can see like walkthroughs and long plays of stuff, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm working on for this year, and the more the channel grows, the more I'll be able to do. So I'd appreciate if you can help me out, share the video, give it a like, and smash that subscribe button. And if you want to check out the written reviews or the written article versions of any of the videos, go to www.xstreamed.tv. So with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extremed, and ciao for now. Boom, and we're off the air.